There's a certain sting every man feels when he starts to realize something isn't right in his relationship. Deep down, he knows she's not treating him the way she should. The respect isn't there, the appreciation isn't there, and the effort sure isn't there. The truth is, when a woman doesn't value you, she doesn't always say it outright, but her actions make it painfully clear. Welcome back to the channel, where we break down the realities of modern relationships and teach men how to stop settling for less than they deserve. What we're tackling today is controversial, because a lot of people don't like hearing it. But if you're a man who's ever felt drained, disrespected, or like you're constantly giving while getting nothing in return, this message is for you. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. Many men stay blind to these behaviors because they think that putting up with them will somehow win her back or make her love him more, but it doesn't. The more you tolerate being undervalued, the more she loses respect for you. And once respect is gone, everything else in the relationship begins to collapse. That's why in this video, I'm going to walk you through 7 specific behaviors that clearly reveal when a woman doesn't value you. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything, and I'm not here to encourage bitterness either. I'm here to make sure you can spot these signs before it's too late, before you invest years of your life into someone who doesn't see your worth. By the end, you'll see the patterns for what they are. And once you recognize them, you'll never let yourself be treated the same way again. Before we start the video, I want to remind you that my exclusive online course on mastering the dating game is available now. If you've been learning from my YouTube videos, you're only scratching the surface. This course goes deeper, teaching you everything you need to know about the dating game, from approaching a woman to building real attraction. We just finished section 5 in the course, and you won't find this information on videos on my channel. It's easy to access with a secure payment option. Visit stoicapproachtolife.podia.com or click the link in the description to enroll now and improve your dating life. 1. Disrespect in public. One of the clearest signs that a woman doesn't value you is the way she treats you when other people are around. In private, she might hold back or tone it down, but in public, her real attitude slips out. And if she's constantly putting you down, mocking you, or treating you like a joke in front of others, that isn't harmless teasing. It's a direct signal that she doesn't respect you. Think about it. Respect is the foundation of any healthy relationship. A woman who truly values you would never want to embarrass you or lower your status in front of friends, family, or even strangers. She would want to elevate you, to make you look strong, confident, and admired. But a woman who doesn't value you will do the opposite. She'll laugh at your expense, point out your weaknesses, and even join others in making you the butt of the joke. Here's why this matters. Women know the social game better than men give them credit for. They understand the power dynamics at play when they make fun of you in public. Every time she does it, she's sending a silent message. Not just to you, but to everyone watching. The message is, this man isn't worthy of respect. And if you allow it, people start to believe it. Even worse, you start to believe it yourself. Some men make excuses for this behavior. They'll say, she's just joking, or she doesn't mean anything by it. But that's denial talking. Jokes have truth behind them, and repeated public disrespect is never innocent. If she truly cared, she'd protect your dignity, not destroy it. The deeper issue is what this reveals about her mindset. If she sees you as a man worth respecting, she'll guard your reputation like it's her own. If she doesn't value you, she'll chip away at it piece by piece, knowing you'll keep forgiving her because you're afraid of confrontation. So what should you do if you catch this pattern? The answer isn't to argue with her in public or try to clap back. That only drags you down further. The real move is to address it calmly in private. Tell her directly that you won't accept being ridiculed or belittled in front of others. If she respects you, she'll adjust. If she doesn't, she'll get defensive, dismissive, or even double down on the behavior. And that's when you know, without any doubt, that she doesn't truly value you. Men, understand this. Public disrespect is not a small thing. It's not about being sensitive or needing constant validation. It's about recognizing when a woman reveals her true feelings through her actions. Once you see it for what it is, you'll never look at those jokes the same way again. 2. Phone over you. If you really want to know how much a woman values you, don't listen to what she says. Watch where her attention goes. One of the biggest signs a woman doesn't see you as a priority is when her phone consistently outranks you. You know the scene. You're out on a date, you're trying to connect, but she's glued to the screen, scrolling through social media, laughing at messages, or giving her energy to everyone but you. Now, some men will excuse this by saying, that's just how people are these days. Everyone's on their phone. But here's the reality. When a woman truly values you, she knows how to put distractions aside. She'll be present with you because she doesn't want to miss that time together. If she can't put her phone down for an hour while she's with you, it's not about technology, it's about priority. And in that moment, you're not it. Think about how powerful attention really is. Attention is currency in relationships. Where she invests, her focus is where her values lie. If her notifications, DMs, and endless scrolling mean more to her than the man sitting across from her, then what she's really telling you is that you don't hold her respect. You're not commanding her interest. She may not say it with words, but her actions scream it. And let's take it deeper. A woman who keeps her phone constantly in play isn't just disrespecting you. She's also keeping her options open. Every time she chooses to check her messages while she's with you, she's leaving the door open for other men, other conversations, other sources of validation. It's her way of silently communicating that she doesn't need to give you her full attention because you haven't earned that place in her mind. Men who allow this behavior usually tell themselves it's harmless. But here's the danger. Once you accept being second to her phone, you've silently agreed that you're not her priority. From there, it only gets worse. You'll notice her texting while you're talking, answering calls in the middle of dinner, or even posting selfies with you right there, as if her followers deserve more connection than you do. So how do you handle this? The solution isn't to get jealous of the phone. The solution is to understand what her behavior reveals. If she values you, she'll naturally put it down to give you her energy. If she doesn't, she won't. It's that simple. And your job as a man isn't to beg for her attention. It's to recognize when it's missing and refuse to stay in a dynamic where you're competing with a screen. A woman who can't detach from her phone when she's with you is showing you where you stand. Believe her. Value yourself enough to see it as the sign it is. She doesn't see you as her priority. And if she doesn't value your presence, it's your responsibility to step back and give that presence to someone who will. 3. Only there for gain. One of the most painful realizations a man can face in a relationship is when he notices that a woman isn't really there for him. She's only there for what she gets out of it. And this doesn't always mean money. Sometimes it's attention, validation, convenience, or even the social status that comes with being connected to you. A woman who doesn't value you doesn't see you. She sees what you provide. Here's how it usually plays out. She's enthusiastic when you're offering something, whether that's taking her out, solving her problems, or giving her emotional support. But the moment you need something back, she's suddenly busy, unavailable, or uninterested. In other words, she's not invested in giving, she's invested in taking. That's the true sign of a woman who doesn't value the man she's with. A relationship is supposed to be an exchange, not a one-way transaction. When a woman truly values you, she looks for ways to contribute. Maybe she supports you when you're stressed, encourages your goals, or brings peace into your life instead of chaos. She wants to add something meaningful. But when she doesn't value you, her focus is on extracting your time, your energy, your money, even your attention, without thinking about what you might need in return. This is why so many men end up feeling drained in relationships without even realizing it. At first, it seems normal. She's asking for little favors, leaning on you for comfort, expecting you to handle things. You tell yourself, nah, that's just how relationships work. But over time, the imbalance grows. You start noticing that when you're down, she's not there. When you need encouragement, she disappears. And when you finally confront her, she flips it back on you. as if you're the one being unreasonable for expecting reciprocity. Let's be clear, it's not wrong for a woman to want support or care. That's part of any partnership. The problem is when it's only about her. If her pattern shows that your value to her is tied directly to what you provide, then she's not valuing you as a man. She's valuing the benefits of being around you. And once those benefits dry up, or once she finds someone who offers more, she'll be gone. Men need to stop ignoring this red flag. Ask yourself, does she show up when I have nothing to offer? Does she give to me in the same spirit that I give to her? Or is the entire relationship built on what I can provide? The answers will tell you everything. The lesson here is simple. Never stay with a woman who is only there for gain. If she doesn't bring genuine effort, support, and care into your life, she doesn't value you. She values what you can do for her. And that's not love, that's using. 4. Respect turns to criticism. Let me paint a picture. Imagine a man named Daniel. When he first started dating his girlfriend, she admired him. She respected how ambitious he was, how confident he carried himself, and how he always had a plan for where he was going in life. But fast forward a year into the relationship and things looked very different. The same qualities she once admired became the very things she criticized. If he worked late, she complained that he didn't spend enough time with her. If he shared his ideas, she would roll her eyes and say he was being unrealistic. If he made a mistake, instead of supporting him, she would cut him down with sharp words. What started as respect had slowly turned into constant criticism. Now, men need to understand something important here. A woman who truly values you will protect your image in her eyes. She may not always agree with you, and yes, she might correct you or challenge you, but she'll do it from a place of respect. She'll want to strengthen you, not tear you down. But when a woman doesn't value you, criticism becomes her default language. Every action you take becomes something she finds fault with. And here's where it gets dangerous. Over time, constant criticism erodes a man's confidence. Daniel started second-guessing himself. He stopped sharing his ideas. He even hesitated to speak his mind, because he knew it would be met with another sarcastic comment or dismissive laugh. The man who once felt strong and capable began to shrink under the weight of her disapproval. This is exactly how a man loses himself in a relationship. It's not always dramatic fights or explosive arguments that do the damage. It's the slow, steady drip of criticism that makes him feel like he's never good enough. And here's the truth. A woman who respects and values you doesn't make you feel small. She makes you feel like the best version of yourself. Criticism also reveals where her heart really is. If she's constantly highlighting your flaws in front of others, mocking your decisions, or comparing you to other men, she's showing you that she doesn't value who you are. And once respect leaves the relationship, love can't survive for long. The key for men is to recognize this pattern early. If you find yourself with someone who always seems to find fault with you, but rarely builds you up, you need to step back and ask yourself, is this making me stronger, or is it draining me? A woman who values you will correct you with care. A woman who doesn't will criticize you until you're unrecognizable, even to yourself. Daniel's story is a warning. Don't ignore constant criticism. It's not just nagging. It's a clear signal that respect has left the building, and without respect there is no true value in the relationship. 5. Love on conditions. One of the clearest signs that a woman doesn't truly value you is when her love and affection come with strings attached. It's not given freely, it's earned only when you meet her terms. In other words, she shows love if you're doing what she wants, but the moment you stop meeting those conditions, she pulls it back. Think about how toxic this really is. Love that is conditional isn't love. It's a form of control. It's her way of shaping your behavior to fit her needs, not about building a real connection with you. If you buy her something, she showers you with affection. If you give in to her demands, she's suddenly sweet and caring. But the moment you say no, or you set a boundary, she grows cold, distant, and maybe even punishes you by withdrawing emotionally or physically. That's not partnership, that's manipulation. The wrong part about this dynamic is that it trains men to believe they must constantly perform to be loved. You start thinking, If I just do more, if I just give more, if I just keep her happy, maybe she'll love me the way I need. But that road never ends. Conditional love always moves the goalposts. No matter how much you do, it's never enough, because the foundation isn't respect, it's control. So what do you do if you see this pattern? This is where many men go wrong. They either get angry and try to fight fire with fire, or they cave in and try to earn her affection back. Both are mistakes. Anger makes you look insecure, and giving in only reinforces her control. The right approach is calm and firm. You don't argue and you don't beg. You say something like, "If your love only shows up when I do what you want, then it's not love. I'm not here to jump through hoops to earn affection. I want a relationship built on respect, not conditions." By putting it this way, you're not attacking her, but you're also not accepting the game. You're drawing a clear line. Love must be genuine, not transactional. And here's the truth. If she truly values you, she'll stop and reflect. She'll realize that withholding affection isn't how you build a lasting bond. But if she doesn't value you, she'll double down, dismiss your words, or try to guilt you into submission. That's when you know she's not in it for love, she's in it for control. Men need to understand this. Unconditional respect and genuine affection are the cornerstones of a healthy relationship. If her love disappears the moment you stop performing, then it was never real in the first place. And once you see that clearly, you'll never waste time chasing conditional love again. 6. Affection as a weapon. Affection is supposed to be the glue that keeps a relationship alive. The hugs, the kisses, the intimacy, the little gestures of care, all of these are what make you feel connected to your woman. But when a woman doesn't value you, she can twist that affection into a weapon. Instead of giving it freely, she uses it as a bargaining chip, something she dangles in front of you when you're behaving the way she wants and takes away when you're not. This is one of the most manipulative tactics a woman can use in a relationship, and it's incredibly damaging. Imagine you come home after a long day, and instead of being met with warmth, you're met with coldness because you didn't do something on her checklist. Or maybe she pulls away physically for days, then suddenly gives you affection when you buy her something or cave in during an argument. That's not love. That's control dressed up as intimacy. The danger here is that most men don't even realize it's happening. They think, well, maybe I did upset her, so she has a right to be distant. And while every couple has moments of tension, that's not the same as weaponizing affection. In a healthy relationship, affection doesn't vanish because of disagreements. It remains consistent because it's rooted in genuine care. But in an unhealthy one, affection is turned into a reward and punishment system that keeps the man in check. Here's why this is so destructive. When affection becomes conditional, men start to feel starved for connection. You begin to chase her approval, trying harder and harder to get that intimacy back. Over time, this erodes your confidence and makes you dependent on her mood swings. And the more you chase, the less she respects you, because nothing kills attraction faster than a man begging for love. So how do you deal with this? You don't fight for scraps of affection, and you don't allow yourself to be manipulated. The right response is to call it out calmly but firmly. You might say, I don't accept affection being used as a tool to control me. Affection is supposed to be an expression of love, not a weapon. By saying this, you're showing strength. You're not angry, you're not begging, but you're also not tolerating her games. If she values you, she'll adjust her behavior and realize that withdrawing love as a tactic destroys the relationship. If she doesn't value you, she'll continue the pattern, and that's your cue to step back. Because no man should ever beg for what should be freely given. The bottom line is this: affection should be a natural reflection of how she feels about you, not a tool she uses to get her way. The moment you see it turned into a weapon, understand that it's not about love, it's about control. And you should never settle for that kind of relationship. 7. Competes, not supports. One of the most overlooked but damaging behaviors of a woman who doesn't value you is when she treats the relationship like a competition instead of a partnership. Instead of celebrating your wins, she tries to outdo them. Instead of supporting your dreams, she downplays them. And instead of being your teammate, she positions herself as your rival. Picture this. You come home excited to share some good news. You got a promotion, closed a deal, or made progress on a personal goal. Instead of congratulating you, she immediately shifts the conversation to herself. She either tries to top your achievement with something of her own, or subtly dismisses what you accomplished. It might sound like, that's good, but it's not that impressive. Or, well, I've done something even bigger. Over time, you realize she's not rooting for you. She's competing with you. Now, in a healthy relationship, your success is her success too. A woman who values you wants to see you rise because your growth strengthens the bond you share. She doesn't feel threatened by your progress. She's inspired by it. But when she doesn't value you, your success becomes a mirror that reflects her own insecurities. Instead of feeling proud to be by your side, she feels the need to drag you back down so she doesn't feel left behind. This competition can also show up in subtle ways. Maybe she constantly has to win arguments, always has to be right, or refuses to admit when you've made a valid point. Every discussion becomes about scoring points instead of understanding each other. It stops being about love and starts being about ego. And when ego takes over, respect dies. Men need to understand that this kind of behavior is toxic because it slowly strips away your sense of peace. Instead of your relationship being a safe place where you can recharge and feel supported, it becomes another battlefield where you're forced to defend yourself. You start hiding your achievements just to avoid conflict, and that's when you know something is deeply wrong. So how do you handle it? The key is to set the tone for what you expect in a partner. You don't need a rival, you need an ally. If she constantly competes with you, address it directly. We're supposed to be a team, not opponents. If you can't celebrate my wins with me, then this isn't going to work. That statement alone will reveal everything. A woman who values you will reflect and adjust, but a woman who doesn't will either dismiss you or double down. The truth is, the right woman sees your success as her success. She pushes you higher, not pulls you lower. If she can't cheer for you, if she feels threatened every time you grow, she's not your teammate, she's your competitor. And no man should spend his life competing with the very woman who's supposed to stand by his side. The truth is simple. When a woman doesn't value you, her behavior will always reveal it. From public disrespect to competing against you, these patterns aren't just random, they're warnings. As a man, your job isn't to ignore them or make excuses, but to recognize them and act accordingly. A relationship should build you, not drain you. It should strengthen your confidence, not destroy it. If you see these signs, understand your worth and don't settle for less. The right woman won't make you question your value. She'll remind you of it every single day. And remember, if you're serious about mastering the dating game, don't miss out on my exclusive online course. We go beyond what's covered in these videos, giving you powerful insights from the first approach to lasting attraction. It's easy to enroll with a secure payment option. Visit stoicapproachtolife.podia.com or simply click the link in the description to secure your spot. Don't wait until it's too late. Take action now and start transforming your dating life today. I want to especially appreciate you for taking your time to watch till the end of this video. I hope the video helps you improve every aspect of your relationship with women. Until next time, this is Stoic Approach to Life.